Welcome to Beat the Clock overview and demonstration for word connections. Beat the Clock is the fourth component of word connections and should last around 8 minutes. The purpose of Beat the Clock is to peel off affixes from multisyllabic words and to identify the affixes within those words. The focus here is on reading words accurately and fluently and providing students a lot of practice in doing so. The materials for Beat the Clock in the teacher's manual will include the scripting for each lesson, and teachers will also need a timer to time students reading each word list for Beat the Clock. Materials for students can be found in the student materials booklet. This is the Beat the Clock word list for each lesson, and also the galaxy chart. The galaxy chart is used if students meet or beat their time, and they're going to add a sticker to each part on the galaxy chart. And at each blast, or every 5 stickers, they earn a prize. And this sort of serves as some positive reinforcement for the Beat the Clock activity. Here's the instructional routine for Beat the Clock. First, the teacher is going to guide students in circling affixes for each word, and students are going to start to do this and begin to do this independently. Each list in Beat the Clock vary in difficulty. At the beginning of the word connections lessons, the lists are going to only have prefixes or only suffixes, and then it's going to start to progress to words that have either prefixes and suffixes, and finally lists where individual words have both prefixes and suffixes. Next, students are going to chorally read the circled affixes within each Beat the Clock list. Next, the teacher and the students are going to read the whole words aloud together. And then we have timed readings. So each student is given 2 opportunities to read the whole word, to read the list of words. So the teacher is going to time each student reading the entire list aloud, focusing on accuracy, while the other students in the group are going to be following along as the student's reading. Then the student's going to record their time in seconds at the bottom of the Beat the Clock word list. And then following the first read, each student's going to read a second time. And this time, the students are going to focus on maintaining accuracy while trying to beat the clock by increasing their speed. Here is the error correction procedures for Beat the Clock. If the student pronounces the affix incorrectly, provide the affix. A teacher might say, "That's close. Actually, the affix is ed." Let's circle this on our worksheet. If a student pauses more than 2 seconds while reading, just prompt them to go on. And finally, after the student is finished reading, quickly review any words pronounced incorrectly or skipped. Teachers can say, "This word is impossible." What word? Impossible. Making sure that students are repeating the word and finding the word on their worksheet on the Beat the Clock list if they're having errors. Now for the demonstration. I'm going to demonstrate Beat the Clock. All right, everybody, let's do our Beat the Clock list for today. Open up, and I want you to circle the affixes in this list. Great job. Now let's go ahead and read all of the affixes together, starting at the top. Fingers pointing. Ready? Let's go. Dis, re, sub. Nice job reading those affixes together. Now let's read the whole words together before you read them on your own. Let's follow along with your finger, and let's begin. Disrupt, reject,
unwind,
subdue. Fantastic job. Now it's your turn to read the words individually. Let's start with Katie. I will time you. Make sure to use your finger to point to the words as you read. After you finish, you're going to write down your time at the bottom of the page where it says first read. While Katie is reading, I want everybody else to make sure they're following along on the word list with their finger. Ready, Katie? Begin. Everybody did such a great job on their first round. I'm going to let each of you read the word list to me one more time and see if you can beat your previous time. If you beat the clock by beating your previous time or meeting your previous time, you're going to earn a prize. Let's go ahead and go. All right, we have some tips for Beat the Clock. First, ensure students are independently circling the affixes, meaning it's okay to let students circle the affixes on their own, and if they miss a few, teachers can remind them as they're working through the list. Next, it's important to make sure that students are tracking with their finger as others are reading. This provides some extra practice to hear the words that they're going to be reading a second time. Finally, the goal of Beat the Clock is for students to maintain accuracy while increasing their speed during their second read. And it's okay to remind students of this. Thank you so much for your interest in word connections, and please visit our website and follow us on YouTube for more resources.